Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, we all know that every year colds and flus disrupts our lives, making winter so miserable for everyone. Now, these days, many South Africans are looking for natural remedies to prevent and treat their infections and avoid those, having to use antibiotics, which is something that I try and avoid as well.
Yeah, and lately we've been talking about A.Vogels Echinaforce and why it is regarded as one of the leading herbal cold and flu fighters in the world. Let's find out more.
A natural product that's clinically proven to strengthen the immune system and work against cold and flu viruses is one worth getting to know better. We went to the A.Vogel head office in Switzerland to talk to Dr. Roland Schorp about how Echinaforce actually works.
Taking a look at the way we live our lives today, it is obviously vastly different to what it was back in the day. Do you think that our immune systems adapted, evolved, trying to cope with the things that we deal with on a daily basis, stress, a very fast-paced life?
I don't think that the immune system has changed in the past 50 or 100 years. In principle, it's still the same. There are same cells, the same mediators that are produced by the immune system, and still more or less the same pathogens to be defended. But the surrounding has changed a lot. When A.Vogels started to produce Echinaforce, from this time until now, stress has increased a lot. I'm not aware of a single person that has not stressed. And also the nutrition plays an important role. I think today the nutrition has less ingredients, less nutritions, less vitamins. So I think today we're living in a less comfortable situation than 50 years ago when A.Vogel developed Echinaforce.
All the more reason to make sure that we take proper care of our bodies from the inside out. Now let's delve a little bit deeper on those studies done on Echinaforce. What have you found with the effectiveness of it on your colds and your flu viruses?
We are very certain that Echinaforce has two main actions. It has a very potent antiviral activity that is very important because 95% of colds and flu are viral. So if you have an activity against these bugs, against these pathogens, it's very potent. And on the other side, we know that Echinaforce is supporting certain functions of the immune system. So it's doing both. It has some blocking effects on the pathogens, and it has some supportive effects on the immune system. And this combination is unique.
So let's also further delve into the studies done on the actual immune system. What have you found with Echinaforce's effectiveness?
When we look at the effects of Echinaforce on the immune system, we have carried out a clinical trial with students, and we've given them Echinaforce for 8 days, and then we have taken isolated blood and challenged the blood outside of the body. So we kind of simulated a viral infection. And what we found out was that those individuals who have taken Echinaforce had a much better immune reaction against viruses. So it's a tailored reaction against these typical cold and flu pathogens. It is very important to prevent colds and flu because we know that these viruses, in particular influenza or other respiratory tract viruses, are able to suppress the immune system or to deplete the immune system. So this is the reason why viral infections may produce complications, because our immune system is exhausted.
And we also know that between 20 and 30% of the cold and flu viruses turn into your secondary infections and also complications. So what are those studies found in terms of Echinaforce's effectiveness?
Normally a cold and flu starts with a viral infection. When your immune system is in a good shape, is well prepared, then normally this infection lasts 7 days up to 10 days. When your immune system is really struggling with the virus, is really having a hard time to clear the infection, after 6 days, you might go into a secondary complication. And then it's not just viral, then a bacteria might add, and then you get a super infection. And then we talk about pneumonia, we talk about bronchitis, we're talking about sinusitis. And these are very severe infections. Where we've seen Echinaforce is not only preventing typical colds and flu, all of us experience, we have seen that Echinaforce is also able to prevent complications that arise from these principally mild infections. But when we talk about complications like sinusitis, bronchitis and pneumonia, we're talking about a preventative effect of about 50 to 60%, which is amazing. It's obviously very potent in preventing secondary complication of colds and flu.
So with these clinical studies, you really get a sense of the effectiveness of a natural product like Echinaforce.
For many products, it's claimed that they can prevent colds and flu, that they can support your immune system, can make you stronger and more robust against infections. But actually only few of them are really scientifically proven. I think for Echinaforce we have a very strong record of scientific data to show that it's very effective.
For a 100% natural way to prevent and treat colds and flus and their complications, Echinaforce is proven as the strongest available herbal treatment worldwide.
A.Vogels Echinaforce is the world's strongest herbal product that's clinically proven to prevent and treat colds, flu, and their complications.